Now, first of all, what's your name?
I'm John Donald Rennie.
And where were you born?
I was born actually in Greenock because my mother moved down there to a nurse. But then we're originally from Rassay.
From Rassay. When were you born?
1937.
37, so you're about 75, are you?
77 this year.
Now tell me, you know all about Calum's Road.
I knew all about Calum and everything about him. I used to go there and give him a hand at times and all when we were boys. We went to Torrance School. Torrance School was about half a mile from Calum's house. And it wasn't called Calum's Road, it was called South Arness. That's where Calum stayed.
Now your claim to fame, I mean you were a herd, you were a shepherd for most of your working life in Glencoe and all.
Still doing it yet in time.
But you were one of the founding members of the
Calum, the mountain was...
Glenshee, not Glenshee, but Glencoe.
Glencoe didn't start. It was always climbers from a shepherd. The priest used to phone the farmer and say somebody's lost in your house, and he would get the shepherd out, and you would get a shepherd out, and this one would get a shepherd out. But then when Hamish McInnes came in 1957, he decided that after a wee while, he decided to start up with it. He came from the other side of Greenock.
Really?
Oh, I asked where he came from.
So you were almost neighbours at one time?
No, not really.
Not really, but...
I left Greenock when I was 4 months old.
Yeah, I know, but, you know, in terms of...
He beyond that, what do we call the place beyond Greenock?
Oh.
The name's getting tell me. He came from there. So he started off after a while, and he took a bull by a horn, you know, so he started it, and then the priest, instead of phoning the farmer, went to him, and now he's a big man now. He's retired.
A big man, yes.
He's retired.
Yeah. We'll not talk about Jimmy Savile, of course,
no.
Because he brought a bit of tarnish to Glencoe.
That was where Hamish McInnes was in Jimmy Savile's house.
Aye.
I'm trying to think of what the name of the house.
Tell me about some of the biggest successful operations and some of the tragic ones.
We were lucky if you found anybody, because you went out. You were 4 years in a team. It was Sada. You heard of Sada? Certain White Dog Association. Well, Hamish McInnes started that in I think about 60. He was one of them that started, but every shepherd went out with a dog. Because a dog, if you put off a flare or a mist or anything, or a horn that could blow a horn off, if somebody's lying maybe up the top of a hill there, a dog will do that.
Aye.
And you'll know there's something there, but you'll not hear them.
So how many people do you think you saved personally, or the teams that you went out with? How many do you reckon were saved?
Not many in a time. Maybe you just had to search the ground, and maybe got off the ground, or maybe not you were maybe doing just one part. You were doing this side of the hill and you were searching this side, and you were out in storms. You know you couldn't move very fast because sometimes there was snow drifting and fog like so.
So there were usually tragedies. They ended up in...
it would be always tragedy. And Ben Evans was the worst place because coming down the slips and that. Still, that's how I tell you. I go every year to Ben Evans Hill race, and if you want to see a good race, go the first Saturday in September.
Did you ever take part in it yourself?
I did in the 50s.
In the 50s?
And my brother and me thought we'd win it being a shepherd, and if 16 other people thought better still.
What was your time then?
I used to do it in 2 hours 25 minutes, 2 hours 30 up and back.
Wow.
And nowadays, you know what the record time now? 1:25. And if you're not in the top at 50 minutes now,
unreal.
They just tell you. And 2 years ago, I was near, I say 3/4 of the way up. And we're speaking to some of the boys from the Mountain Rescue, and they've got a 2-way radio. And they said to me, there's them leaving down now. And you know, I had a job to get that quarter of the way up because before the first man was up. And they're on the top about 57 minutes, and that's 4 miles.
Right. Well, it's been a great privilege and pleasure to speak to you, Mr. Rennie.
You'll see at times, I know, if you ever want to come along, and we have the Cayley in September, we start in September, it's a Gaelic, and I tell everybody because we're in Perthshire, it's not all in Gaelic, because we can't do it in Perthshire, because the people are not coming, wouldn't understand it.
No.
I do the Cayley, I'm the chief for the Gaelic.
Where is it held exactly?
Yesterday, St Matthew's Church.
Oh, right.
Not far from you.
And what's the date then?
Well,
roughly?
It's in September.
In September,
But if I got your address now, I could send you.
No, I can. I know somebody through the church. I could get something
Well,
from
St.
there.
Matthew.
St. Matthew's, I know it.
And it'll be about the 12th, whatever Friday, Friday. It'll come in the middle of it, and I should know, but the memory's away.